This is what makes the pie the pie. It's very important for me that all my food is as delicious as it looks. And this is the finished pie, which I think is a beautiful, beautiful lattice pie with leaf decoration and a braided exterior crust. Isn't that pretty?
It is.
So building the lattice, not on the pie. We used to always put it right on the pie. Do you do that?
I've tried it and it's hard.
It's hard, so it's better to build the lattice off the pie itself. And we have the strips already cut and chilled, and you have to weave. Lift every other one and build like this. The golden rule of pie crust for me is make it cold, bake it hot. And then now you can chill this again right away and get that onto the top of the pie. Now there are other clever ideas here too, the braid.
Yes.
Now you can make these out of 3 little strips, right? But there's this clever mold. And you press your pastry into it and look what comes out, the basket weave. And there are different textures. That's the basket. This is like a little pearl.
Would I put cornstarch or flour in there to keep it from sticking?
You could dust it with that and shake it all out, but you don't want it on your pastry itself. But this has to be chilled again because it is too soft. This is a spiral cinnamon topping. Isn't that the cutest thing on earth?
It is gorgeous.
And it looks like you spent days and days making that apple pie.
It really does.
We want to make a nice, clean rectangle of pâte brisée. This is a combination of butter, brown sugar, and lots of cinnamon. So usually in apple pie, you put a little bit of cinnamon, maybe a teaspoon or so in a pie, but this takes it to the next level. But again, this has to be so cold, but still malleable. So you roll this up, and you roll it until you get a beautiful, tight roll. You want it tight, because you want the pinwheels to be really, really even. And once it rolls, so that gets into the freezer, and get it frozen and cut it. I think it's really nice to be quite small. Put the little slices on top, overlapping a little bit. Yeah, like that. Beautiful pinwheel topping. I think the best wash is egg yolk and heavy cream. But then I always like the color that the crust gets. This should be enough pinwheels for the entire top. Oh, so pretty.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. See, and we'll leave a little vent hole in the top. And then you can just glaze this with the egg yolk. And the filling is cornstarch, sugar, cinnamon, and lemon juice. And this goes right into a hot oven. So the golden rule, make it cold, bake it hot. Yes. 400 degrees is not too hot to bake a pie.
Really?
And the secret in this apple pie is to make sure the center juices are bubbling. Then you know it's done. So I want to put this back to chill. The more you chill these decorative tops, the better they will bake. Okay. And retain their shape. So now these little tiny leaf cutters make the most beautiful decorations for the top of a pie. And you can do a whole top with these leaves, but you can also use these around the edges. And use the scraps because there's a lot of scraps when you're making pie.
Yes.
But this is what makes the pie the pie.
I think so too.
So this feels cold enough now, and I can get this to slide off the parchment paper. So you want to center it and get this on top of that pie. Oh, this looks like it's going to work. Yes, bravo. Okay, you can use scissors, or my mom always used a knife. So you can go around the edges like this and just slice right off like that. Makes a nice clean cut. You're going to glaze. You want to do the glazing?
Yes.
Okay. With the egg wash, you do all around the edges. And I'm going to apply the braid all the way around. This is our glue. Egg yolk and heavy cream. Because it browns so beautifully.
I bet.
Now you're going to also glaze the braid. And then you can put on the little cracks, you're going to glue a leaf.
Smart. I've seen it.
Absolutely. This sanding sugar, this is a little bit coarse, and it's important to be coarse on a pie like this because it doesn't melt like regular granular sugar. It will retain its glisten, its crunch in a hot oven. And so this should also go back into the freezer or the fridge for a few minutes to completely firm up. And then everything will retain its shape in baking. Make it cold, bake it hot. And it will come out looking very similar to our prototype. That's the beauty of butter pastry.